Hey everyone, welcome to Project Build It. Today we've got a fun project for you. Stephanie, you want to show? So go ahead and explain where that sign came from.
A long time ago, I built a sign at a craft party with my family. I think my uncle had put these together and then we just painted them. So we only get this out at Christmas time, and I wanted to be able to build something I could keep out all year long and then just swap the signs at the holiday.
And the sign was built out of 1x4s, and we're gonna emulate that same style. It's about 21 inches long and 19 inches wide, and this one is held up great. It's just glued together and held together with a metal bracket. Today we're actually going to join it with the Craig jig and screws and some more wood glue. And honestly, this is not a project just to save so much money over buying it. You can buy these signs off of Etsy for around $35. It's more of a fun DIY project that you can try out, and if you mess up, you can do it again. So today we're really going to be using just these tools to put it together. Normally we would make this, I guess, on my workbench, but to Stephanie's dismay, it never is clean. It looks like a twister hit it, and so it's a mess. So today we'll be out here in the yard putting this together for you, kind of show you how to do it, and I'll start cutting. Alright, here is where my audio screwed up, so I'm just going to walk you through what I was doing. I went ahead and I measured out the length of the board so that we could make our cuts, and I show even on the miter saw how you can cut more than one at a time. And one important thing to note on here is that first board should be your template. Make sure you're using that for the boards that follow. Instead of using a tape measure, this is a faster method, but you want to use that first one so you get every cut the same. I show you here in a second about how you can also use, if you don't have a big miter saw, you can use a circular saw. My saw blade is really dull on that, as you can see, but the circular saw will work just as well. And then you should sand these pieces before you go any further. Now I'm going to make marks on my pieces where I'm going to go ahead and drill the holes. So for each piece, I want to also see what side looks better, because that's going to be the front facing. So what I'm going to do is put 2 holes per side per piece. So I'm going to go ahead and go about 4 inches in on each piece. It saves you time later to just go ahead and do it all at one time, and it helps you not make the mistake of putting the wrong side up. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and clamp the piece down. And set up the Craig jig. So if you decide to use a Craig jig instead of the metal bracket, they're pretty easy to use, and they have the directions inside them, and you can just get a small kit like this. You can get the complicated ones, but even the small ones work well. And earlier I forgot to bring out the most important tools for this project, the drill and the impact. I'm going to use them both because I am actually going to use the drill, screw in the screws. I'm going to use the impact, go ahead and make the holes with the jig. So get the sawdust out of the holes, knock that out. So for the first one, we just need to mark these holes, and we're going to go ahead and drill into all of these before I start connecting them. It'll be a lot easier. One thing I forgot to mention is the bottom board. I'm going to also put some screws in that to attach to the 5th board. So that they don't run into each other, I'm going to offset that. I'm just going to eyeball it and bring it in a couple of inches on each hole. All right, the next step is we're going to go ahead and join each piece together. So we just need a little bit of wood glue on here. We don't want it spilling over like I started to there. I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of my sandpaper I had, spread that out, and wipe some of that excess off. If we get a lot of it on the front of our sign, we're going to end up having to sand that. So we're going to try not to have that happen. And when you want a flat work surface, or when you join these together, they're not going to come out as you want. Always try to use clamps with it, because especially if you're using the Craig jig, it will move. All right. And I'm using 1 1/4 inch Craig screws for this material. Being 1x4s, that's our best bet. How do I open this one? Usually what happens now is I throw them all over the place. Oh, you just open it simple. All right. Go ahead and join these together. Don't want to over tighten them. I'm going to turn the drill down a little bit. All right, so we got the project together. So all the boards are screwed and glued, and we put the clamps on there, and we're gonna let that sit for a while.
Tomorrow, we're gonna take the clamps off, and then I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna mix the paint together, kind of put a light color on here, and then add our design to it. And then we'll be done.
All right, now we had a chance for the sign to dry, and full transparency, yesterday I tried an overkill move, which really I would suggest you don't even try, but I was trying to really push the boards together while the glue dried. But with the glue on there, and then with them all screwed together, that didn't need to happen. In fact, it created an issue because when we checked it in the morning, put a little bit of a bow on it. So we went ahead and changed. This is what we should have done yesterday, is really put a board across there, clamp the board down to get this straight. So now here's the unveil, so we'll all see if we were able to get the bow out of that. Steph, you can help me. All right. So it looks pretty good. Looks pretty straight. Good enough for us?
It looks good.
All right. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the hangers on, and then I'll be turning it over the rest of the project really to Stephanie. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is put 2 hangers on here and attach the wire so that it's a lot easier to hang it, and then you only have to have 1 hanger on the wall instead of having 2 separate spots to hang it on and having 2 hangers in your wall. And you just want to make sure that the bow in the middle does not go past the top of your sign, or else you're going to see that screw. So now the sign is all put together and it's ready for Stephanie.
So now that the hanger is on it, I'm going to go ahead and paint it. I'm going to mix 1 part paint to 3 part water, 3 parts water, to give it kind of a whitewash effect. So this is paint I bought for another project that we're going to do soon. So I'm just going to steal a little bit of it because I'm hoping the sign will kind of match what the other project is in case they end up in the same room together. Maybe we'll show you that. So just going to, I have a little bit of water in here, so I'm just going to pour some paint in. And I'm guesstimating completely. So I'm just going to start painting with this and see if it looks like I want it to. If not, I'll add a little more paint in and just go over it again. I was striving to go for too little paint in the beginning if I needed, because it's a lot easier to add more than take it away. And it's just simply back and forth. Okay, that's as easy as it is. Obviously, if you're making this for yourself, you don't have to do the whitewash look. You could stain it, you could paint it with solid color. Really, whatever. You could leave it natural if you wanted to and just put a clear coat on it. But we're going to let this dry, and then I'm going to come back and I have a verse I'm going to paint on there, and then we'll show you the finished product. Well, once the paint dried, it turned out I did not like how whitewashed it really looked. So I took it inside, I added some more paint to it and kind of redid it until I got it to the point that I wanted it to be. After that, I freehanded the letters on for the verse that I was putting on the sign. I just printed off a style that I liked and kind of did it from there, but you can definitely use stencils if that's something that you're more comfortable with. Here is the final product. I'm really happy with the way that it came out. This verse is really special to me because it's one that I shared with my aunt when she had cancer, and she's the one that we made the Christmas sign with originally. So every year when we get the Christmas sign out, I'm able to just really remember her and just positive times that we had together. And now this sign can be up all year long, reminding me of that also.
Thanks for watching. We have some fun and exciting videos coming up, including one about doing a cement pumpkin for Halloween.
So make sure you like and subscribe to follow along with the future projects.